sing at the beginning anymore.
I do.
It feels like you don't.
Oh my God, let's do it. Wow, you're going to leave me fucking hanging?
See how it feels to be left hanging?
I was looking at my notes. I would never intentionally leave you
I do have
hanging.
my period.
Oh.
I'm in a terrible mood.
I'm supposed to get mine today. We'll talk more about that later.
I will take the baby. I will raise your baby.
What? I'm cutting that.
Why?
I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
If you're pregnant, I'll raise your baby.
I'm not pregnant. Wow. But
I'd be a really good fucking mother.
I know you would. That's not the issue. Guys, this is Adult Shit with a 1, the podcast where we fuck up so you don't have to. I'm Kelsey.
And I'm Kate.
And this is our podcast. What?
What's happening?
Guys, we have a really cool guest today I'm really excited about. She was one of the most requested and tagged people when we asked who you wanted to see on the podcast.
Yep.
So make sure you stick around for that. That was a teaser.
It was a little teaser.
That's what that was.
She'll be here in a little while. So, Kelsey, last time we talked, your sister had some health issues.
Quick update. We don't have all the answers yet, but the good news is it's not MS and it's not AIDS or HIV.
Awesome.
Which are 2 big things we can cross off the list.
Hell yeah.
They think it might be some sort of B12 deficiency. I don't even know what the fuck that means.
Iron.
Something like that. It could also be still some sort of autoimmune. Like I said, we don't have all the answers, but she's doing shots daily to kind of help whatever the fuck is going on in her spine. And we're really happy. So thanks everybody who sent positive vibes. It made me feel really good.
Segue. Holiday party. Oh, okay. Last podcast, I talked about how I was yet again rejected.
Wow. Yet again? Really?
Christmas, this guy.
Wow.
I have known nothing but rejection.
Okay.
Anyway, last week I talked about, I was hinting about possibly not going to the holiday party because I was going to go on a friend hangout with someone who didn't want to date me. And then, I should wipe that smug look right off your goddamn face.
I'm just happy you came. I like hanging out with you. You guys didn't talk ever since you said, okay, we'll hang out sometime.
No.
Okay, fine.
And then I didn't want to because I was like, oh, okay, he's just being nice, so I'm not gonna. So I went to the holiday party instead, and that shit was fun.
I didn't really see you. I felt like I was chasing you, like a girl chasing a boy she likes in high school. Like, hang out with me, and you didn't want to hang out.
That's not true.
Yeah.
Why would you wait until right now to confront me about this?
No, I felt like I wanted to confront you about. Like, I was hanging out with Stove, our friend Steven Cantor. All you guys know him from BuzzFeed. And we kept being like, is it just us or is Kate avoiding us? Like, every time we would come up to you,
you guys just
you
took
would leave.
so long. You were taking so long to go to all the things I wanted to do. I had listen, I have learned over my years of holiday parties that if you don't do what you want to right now, it's not going to happen.
We did talk about these mac and cheese balls.
I learned a lesson from not getting those macaroni and cheese balls when I could have, and then I spent the whole party chasing them. So I needed to go. I needed to get my palm read. I needed to talk to that. I was going to call him a magician. Who?
Oh, little sexist.
Yeah.
Okay, here's the thing is he's a magician at the Magic Castle, which is a really hard restaurant club to get into. Neil Patrick Harris owns it in Los Angeles.
He owns it?
Yeah. Or he's the president. He's the president of the Magic Committee or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's really hard and you can't get in unless you know a magician. And so this guy was a magician who was like very open to the idea of inviting us to the club as his guests. And then he started performing his tricks and was like hella sexist. And I was like, I don't want to go, but I still want to go to the Magic Castle, but not as your guest.
I don't know if he was sexist as much as he was hacky. Like, just hacky in the stuff he was saying. Which is weird, because magicians are usually not hacky
at all. No, but he was like making jokes about like women and shit, being like, oh, typical woman, can't make up her mind, or like,
I mean, like,
just little things, little micro.
You know what's crazy?
What's crazy?
Whenever something like that happens, I always like, my immediate thought is, oh, he didn't mean it. Like, oh, he didn't mean it. Yeah, because
you believe in the good in people.
Yeah, but there's, anyway, the difference between guilt and shame. And like, a lot of people who experience a lot of shame, it means I am bad. Instead of, so like, say you do something, you mess up in some way. Like, oh, I just spilled my coffee. Shame is, I'm an idiot. I'm a fucking idiot because I spilled my coffee. And then guilt is, oh, that was a silly thing for me to have done. Why didn't I look? Oh, well, I'm still a person who made a mistake. And I think a lot of times when you do that to yourself, when you're like, I'm an idiot or I'm bad, and then you see someone else make a mistake, you give them kind of like the leeway that you don't even give yourself. So when I see or hear someone do something like kind of shitty, I think that's why a lot of women get into like not so great relationships or whatever, is that there's already that sense of shame. And then when it comes to like, you know, acknowledging someone else for
being human.
But then you sort of talk yourself out of your own necessary boundaries with certain people. So like,
you let shit slide.
Like in my head, I'm like, oh, we should maybe cut. Like this is what I'm really thinking. Like, oh, we should maybe cut the magician stuff because what if we, you know, what if it gets back to him somehow?
And like, isn't that bananas? That's fucking crazy. Is that, and even on the last podcast, we said like, if there was a way that you can help someone become a better person or more aware of behavior, like, why wouldn't you want them to know?
But it's not even conscious. I'm just sort of like, oh, he's just a guy trying. And then it's like, oh, but your actions mean stuff.
In a weird way, it was in a weird way, stick with me, it was a power dynamic. He was the center of the attention. Right. He was performing a trick. We were trying to respect his like job and boundaries. But I think we do that too with like men in power, where we say we let things slide and we laugh at jokes we wouldn't normally do because we're trying to appease someone or we don't want them to feel bad. God forbid somehow they feel bad.
I've thought about this for a while, is that like we've laughed at how many dick jokes, you know what I mean? Like that guys, but like from a guy's perspective. Yeah. And then there was a time when I was even doing stand-up when a woman would like talk about her vagina or whatever, and I wouldn't be like, hell yeah, turn the tables. I'd be like, oh, they're not going to like this. Yeah. Oh, he's going to get mad.
Yeah. It's because it's not, traditionally you're not supposed to talk about that shit.
But it's just so interesting because, I don't know. It's just annoying because it's like, how many times could I hear about you slapping a girl in the face with your dick?
First of all, what?
Oh, I've heard many stand-up talk about that.
I mean, I guess if you're given a blowjob, that's kind of hot, but like, not if you're just...
I don't understand the physics behind that.
Well, it depends on where you are, and it's kind of like a little bit like a power thing where they hit you in the face with their dick a little bit to be like, yeah, suck this. Some people are into it.
Okay, I won't pass judgment.
Yeah.
If anyone tries to hit me in the face with their dick, I'm biting the tip.
If you're not given a blowjob, then definitely bite the tip off. For sure, that is so rude. If someone just hit you with their fucking dick.
If I went up to someone and just smashed them with my pussy.
Yeah, pussy smash. Pussy smash.
They're just sitting there watching TV, eating a bagel, and I just walk over and
See, but like that too is like I feel like guys use their dick as humor because they are so insecure about their dick and sexuality. Like they'll be like, "Oh, my dick, my balls, it's so goofy looking because I'm not really comfortable with it. So let me make it kind I
don't know.
I don't know either.
I don't know if that's why. I don't know. I think that it's just like I don't know. It's like a thing that everyone talks about.
Yeah, we need to make it more normal for us to just talk about our vagines. Speaking of talking about our vagines, look at that segue.
That was good.
It made sense. I want to talk about my vagine for a second. And I know I never do this, but I've got some issues. I got issues, man. I got fucking issues.
Yeah.
I feel like I take care of my vagina really well, and I'm very close friends with it. It has been through a lot.
You get it a lot.
Yeah, but there is something always fucking wrong with my vagina. If it's not a UTI or a yeast infection or fucking my underwear is too tight on it causing razor burn, or I've got cysts. I had cysts for a long time, or fucking some shit is always wrong with my vagina. And then here's my anger is that fucking they give you antibiotics for your vagina, for anything, and then those antibiotics always give me a fucking yeast infection. So then I have to take medication for that, and it's a cycle that never fucking ends. It's UTI, yeast infection, antibiotics, UTI, yeast infection, antibiotics, and I feel like, who's making these meds? Why am I so cursed with a overactive vagine when some girls I know have never even had a UTI before?
Lucky.
Have you never had one?
No, I've had one.
And a yeast infection?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. I used to swim. I was a swimmer, so I got them.
Yeah.
And I used to, oh God. When I would go to like, that was deep, it was a little wet. And I would go to the gym and then I'd come home and I wouldn't necessarily change.
Yeah, you just sit in your bathing suit because you're a kid.
Yeah. Well, I mean, also, I've gotten them when I was an adult for being like, I'm too tired to shower. I'm just going to eat lunch now and then take a nap in my clothes. Disgusting.
It's not disgusting. I find it really annoying that I can do everything I can, and like the second I have sex, something happens to my vagine, whether it be spotting or like it hurts or I don't know. It's always something going on.
I wonder if there's something for that. Something that's not like a medicine or something like that, like a practice of some sort. Like, for example, every time I have a cut and then I go in the ocean, it helps the cut.
I just need to like sit in a tin of water.
I think you need to sit in the ocean bare-vagged.
Oh.
And just let those waves.
I did put my laser on it. My laser from the chronic pain episode we did. I just straight up shoved my laser up in there. Because I was like, who knows? Maybe this will help cure a yeast infection. But now I'm like...
Are you maybe allergic to the condoms that you don't use?
Wow, bitch. Okay, let's fucking go there then. I guess that ties into the baby joke that you made in the beginning. Okay.
I'm so sorry. It was just such a good joke.
You're such a bitch. Okay, look. I got off birth control about 6 months ago. It was the best decision for me I've ever made. I know for a lot of women, it helps with their hormones. It helps balance their mood. It helps with acne. It helps prevent cysts.
Yeah,
there are a lot of
polycystic ovarian syndrome too. Yeah,
a lot of women need it, and I was that person for 12 years. I was on it. And then eventually, when I started seeing my acupuncturist, he was like, I'm not going to treat you unless you get off all your meds, everything, including birth control. I was like, this motherfucker is crazy. But I was so desperate. I was in pain all the time. I said, fuck it, I'm going to try anything. So I got off everything. And the second I got off birth control, oh my God, my mood, I am so happy now. My sex drive is through the goddamn roof.
Dang.
The only thing that has happened that sucks is now I've gotten adult acne, like on the bottom of my face, but I just went to a dermatologist and got a bunch of meds and stuff for that.
Adult acne happens to all of us, no matter how hard we try to avoid it.
Yeah, and I didn't realize that for 12 years I could have had like pretty severe acne if I hadn't been taking the birth control. So like I said, I see the upsides, but I am just so much happier without it. Wrapping all of that up, I'm not using any protection right now with the person I'm seeing. Okay, whatever. We all know who it is. My fuck buddy. Because I'm an idiot. I don't know. I don't have a fucking
just
excuse.
said that.
You just called me that?
Said.
Oh, yeah. Shit, you're right.
You might be being careless, but it doesn't make you a careless person.
Wow, Kate. Fuck. That was too truthful.
That was Brene Brown coming to you through your old pal.
It's one of those things where, like, condoms really irritate my vag, like, to a point where I would rather not have sex than use them.
Shocking.
I haven't looked into other options yet because, again, like, I had just gotten off of it and was kind of giving my body time to be hormone-free. There are, I know, like the shot you can get. There are the copper IUD, which is what I'm looking into because it's hormone free. I believe it's called Paragard. And I actually asked this on Twitter last night, like, what do you guys think about Paragard? Because I know there are other... Are you just so confused?
I'm not so confused.
You look so stressed.
I am. You went through so much.
I know.
And you're going through so much.
I know.
And women just go through so much just so they don't have a baby.
I don't want kids. I have said that, like, and I have also assured my partner that if anything were ever to happen,
I would take the child.
No, it's not. I'm also using like a tracker on my app to like see when I'm like when it's safe to be doing things, and I can't deal with going back on something that has hormones for me. Mm-hmm. I think maybe even a lot of people ask us questions they write in about methods of birth control, and I'm always hesitant to say what people should try and what they shouldn't because it's been all over the map for me with moods at least, and I don't want to fuck with that. Have you ever taken birth control?
No, because of like the hormones and stuff like that. Cancer runs pretty heavy in my family, and I didn't want to fuck with the hormones and all that sort of stuff. And I just don't have sex, so there was really no rush.
We know that that's not the main reason why people use it, is it?
I don't know. I've just strayed away from a lot of stuff that has to do with my vagina, so I just... Enough about my vagina. Let's keep talking about yours.
My favorite subject.
Wait, I was just about... Oh, okay. What I don't understand, I know people have said this before, and I know it's not really helpful, but I just want to point out the fact that if you were to... You might have to cut this.
Okay.
I just don't understand, like, you would take the bullets out of a gun before you would give someone a shield, right?
Yeah.
So why not
Why don't we have male birth control?
Why don't we have male birth control and better gun control in America?
Hey, what's that one sign that everyone was using for the women's marches and shit that was like, if my pussy was a gun, or why is my pussy more regulated than guns?
Oh, yeah. Oof.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy that, like I said, our generation is going to be the people that change the way.
The movers and the shakers.
If fucking Laura, our guest from the Chronic Pain episode who has endometriosis, says this all the time. If endometriosis happened to men, this shit would have been solved years ago. There would have been money and research and fucking fundraisers out the wazoo to make this not a problem. And I think we're just trying to find a way to make women shut up and not make us feel comfortable necessarily, whereas men are automatically made to feel comfortable and safe. Imagine if there was such a thing as male birth control. Fucking with their hormones and testosterone and their mood and their faces and their weight and shit. Do you know how hard it would be to convince someone after how many years it's been the women's job? Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, oh God, if they're supposed to be so big and strong and smart, figure this shit out. Why don't you take care of this?
Yeah, I just feel like I'm doing something really dumb right now, and I kind of know it is, but I'm also like, I don't know, not too concerned about it. It's terrible. It's a bad thing. Like, this is not a good message for our listeners to be having sex unprotected without any form of birth control. That is fucking, oh God, saying it out loud makes it so much worse.
Okay, but you're with someone that you trust.
Yeah. To a degree.
Yeah, but I think that's what's sort of hard is that it's a really weird there's sacrifice either way.
Yeah.
Like there's just no way that a woman could have sex without there being some sort of sacrifice.
And I also would like want him to know that I'm also now like putting my body again back in the hands of like a doctor, and do like the procedure to put Paragard in apparently fucking hurts like shit, and then for 4 weeks you have really bad cramps, and then for 6 cycles, it's heavier than usual. But then it goes back to normal, and people have said it's been a godsend, and some people have said it's the worst thing in their lives. It got trapped in their uterine walls, or like it fell out, and like I just heard horror stories about birth control across the board. And I think men need to know that like when a decision like this is made, it's not something that's done lightly or easily.
I mean, are there better condoms you could use? Like, are there ones that, like, I know I've seen so many commercials for, like, her pleasure and stuff like that. I don't know.
I think also, too, it's something with lube. Like, I'm not allergic to the lube or anything. I know there's, like, lambskin condoms or whatever, but any kind that I've used have irritated or given some sort of, like, after effect.
Listeners, if you're out there and if you have answers for us, let us know.
Yeah, dude, I feel like a fucking idiot.
Don't feel like it.
I know.
I mean, feel how you feel.
Yeah.
I don't want to minimize your feelings, but
I need to figure it out. But hey, this is the podcast where I fuck up so you guys don't have to. I was going to figure it out so that if you guys get in a situation like that, it won't be just your cross to bear. You hung out with us this weekend. Me and the
DJ.
Okay, whatever. Fucking cat's out of the bag.
Cat's out of the bag.
He's a DJ, okay?
Fun fact, I didn't know what a DJ did. I thought they just put together a bunch of like a playlist.
he's an engineer of music. He pretty wow. That sounded douchey. He produces.
Engineer of.
He like makes all the sound. He makes original songs and stuff like that. So it's kind of cool to watch. It's the same way like we watch a video being made from start to finish. I think is really cool, and like it's cool to watch him. Whatever. He's a fucking DJ, so we call him the DJ because it's funny. DJ, and I didn't actually know his name for a while.
I know it.
Yeah, but you hung out. We came and hung out with you this weekend. What'd you think? How'd it go?
It was good.
Because you fucking, rightfully so, felt a certain type of way about him for a while there.
Yeah. I mean, I think I said this to you. I think he's cool. I get totally what you see about, like, seeing him. I think you guys get along really well. I'm allowed to not trust him.
100%. I hope you fucking don't.
When we met, well, because we've met before, but when we, like, after everything that's happened, this is the first time we hung out, and I just put my hand out to shake it.
You did?
Yeah, I just went, hello. And I'm, like, real, like, snotty, like a church lady, like.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, and then he's like, we're doing the hug, and I was like, whatever.
Aww.
Then he bought me beer, and so I loosened up.
Yeah, I think, well, I hate saying this because I'm one of those people where I believe if your friends don't like a significant other, 9 times out of 10, your friends are always going to be right.
Yeah.
And usually you're being blinded by something, you know? And so I want you to know.
Dick blind.
I'm being dick blinded. I do hear, and like, I think you guys are all right in feeling the way you feel. Because I felt that way too. I mean, I still kind of do. There's always going to be that.
See, that's interesting to me.
Why?
Because of course I didn't like him at first, but I think that that's what's weird is that, like, okay, if I meet someone and if I even have a crush on someone, I'm committed to that person.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, oh no, I can't like anybody else. I'm committed to this person.
Mm-hmm.
So my standards are very different than yours. But I think that when you start a relationship with anybody, it's like he did full blown shitty things.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Kind of put you know, whatever.
We all know.
We all know.
We all fucking know.
But I don't know. Everyone's different. Everyone has their own story and their own way of coming together. And I feel like if you have a chance for, here it comes, get ready to be cheesy.
Oh, no.
If you have an opportunity to let love into your life, you know, take it as someone who
Sorry.
cries at absolutely everything. I'm going off the deep end.
Yeah, you
Oh,
are.
bring me back. Oh,
Come
God.
back. Come back. No. It's fine.
I have my period. I'm gonna cry.
It's fully your period. Here, have a bite of this sandwich.
I am not eating meat.
What? Since when?
I told you this 1,000 times. Okay. I'm not eating meat. I want to be a vegetarian. And Kelsey has openly said, you know,
I am not allowing this. Like I said, I'm your friend, and a friend's job is to be honest and bring you back down to fucking earth sometimes. And I think this weird decision of you trying to become a vegetarian, you're just limiting yourself, and you're going to put all these restrictions on yourself, and it's going to be a whole thing if you eat meat.
No. It has nothing to do with calories or anything like that. It's more, I feel bad for the animals.
Oh.
I truly feel bad for the animals, and I think about that a lot.
That's different.
And like how people are like slaughter and stuff like that. Like it's not about me being like health conscious. It's really fucking not. It's just I feel bad for that little pig.
Oh man, I put this on my Twitter this weekend, but I went to a seafood restaurant and there were 2 crabs holding each other, hugging. And I was just like, oh no. And I had a couple beers and a little tear welled out of the side of my eyes. And I was just like, oh fuck, it's a fucking crab. Why am I, oh God. Can you be a good person and still eat meat? Okay, guys, our guest just got here. You know her as the queen of the YouTubes, host of Not Too Deep with Grace Helbig. Shit, that just gave it away. Guys, Hi, Grace.
Hi, you guys.
Thanks for joining us in our little janky... No, it's this way.
Weird.
I like everything that's happening right now.
Compared to your fancy podcast, how jank is this?
No, it's great. I also have to admit that I was so hungover yesterday that I went on a deep BuzzFeed dive and was watching you guys from like 2015.
Oh man,
So I
was it
feel like-
some weird stuff?
Yeah, I feel like we've been hanging out for the last 24 hours.
And why were you so hungover?
You know, it's just Sunday.
Wait, what's your hangover cure?
Literally that, like laying on a couch, like admitting to myself that I've defeated myself and not trying to fight it.
Yes.
And just saying it's okay that today is a wash.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
the worst is when you try and go out and do shit,
Right.
and then you feel bad because you can't do anything to the full capacity.
Yeah, if I want to, there might be a time at some point during the day that I go, I need to like actually be a human and maybe go walk on a treadmill, maybe go just be outside.
Yeah.
But if that doesn't happen, that's okay
That's
too.
okay. And you
Yeah.
have a dog, right, Goose?
I do,
I
yeah.
love watching your Instagram stories of when Goose goes and gets sticks.
Yeah,
But I feel like dogs force you to be
responsible. Absolutely. Dogs have, she's not only shown me like how selfish I am, but like how unprepared I am to ever have a child at some point because it's so much.
Dude, do you want kids? Is that something you've ever talked about?
It's something that I used to be like very no on, but only now I've been like, maybe don't say no, but just right now is no.
Yeah,
How
that's
about you
good
guys?
enough. I have 2 cats, and
Same. Like it teaches
Yeah.
you that this is the amount of responsibility that you
yeah,
can handle.
I don't know. I don't think so. I've openly said pretty often that I don't want kids, and I think it would have something major in my life would have to change.
Right,
Like,
same.
I'd have to convert to like Mormonism and like lose
Or, like,
everything.
Yeah, and if a man went through the pregnancy, That, I think, would be a real game changer. Just that 9 months of growing an alien inside your body freaks me out.
Freaks me out is the idea of growing something. What was the quote that was like, the idea? Oh, no, it was Michelle Wolf, her HBO special that was like, she has a friend who only had one arm, and she was so furious that she could grow a human with 2 arms that then walked out of her and like lived its life with 2 arms.
Something that you don't have.
Couldn't do it. And I guess that's the whole thing, right? It's like, I don't ever want my kid to be better than who I am.
Oh, I want kids real bad.
You do?
I do. I do.
A lot of kids?
Not a lot. I want to make sure I have enough bandwidth to give everyone what they need.
But that's very mature.
I have
very mature thought.
Barely enough like emotional bandwidth to talk to all of my friends and keep them all updated. I just have so many friends.
So many friends, you guys. So many.
But I thought about that the other day. I was just laying on the couch. And I was like, wait a minute. At one point, me, with the brain I have, was inside my mother.
Conversation. It is the weirdest
Like
thing.
these hands and fingers, I was like in a fucking womb. We all flopped, sloshed, and were cut out of a womb.
We were just in a body trough for like
Ew.
9 months.
Just what were we
Dude,
thinking about?
humans
What
are
were we doing?
crazy.
We probably were so
I think I would freak out. Like, honestly, if I got pregnant, I think I would freak out and like, I don't know, I feel like I would be on the news as one of those women that like cut her own baby outside of her. Have you ever heard of that? I think I would just
I've never
freak
heard of
out.
that.
I would freak out.
But I did start by accident in a hotel, watched I Didn't Know I Was Pregnant.
I was hoping you were going to say that.
That show's insane.
Dude, I hope that doesn't happen to me because I want to be able to milk that
yeah, what's the point of being pregnant if you can't fucking be pregnant as shit in front of everyone's face?
I once went with my friend who is British, and she was pregnant.
Very important to the story,
Maybe
I
you
think.
but she's like just so pretty and British, and she was pregnant, and she walks into a Cold Stone, she goes, do you accept this type of card? And literally everyone at Cold Stone just went, oh my God, they gave it to her for frickin' free.
Jesus.
They sang without tip. They just they loved it because you just get to
Yeah, you get to.
I'm gonna be British and pregnant.
Oh, that's not a thing you can do.
a goal. That's
Well, speaking of pregnancy, let's segue into our fan queue. We saved this one because we thought you would be really insight. I don't know.
I can't wait to
have a lot of
see
insight.
you react to us
Yeah.
asking you this question.
Okay, so they want to remain anonymous. This is our like first anonymous question.
Wait, so you get these submitted through like email?
Through email, through Instagram,
Okay.
through Twits, and hopefully we can help this poor young lady out.
Oh, no.
She says, hey, I fucking love your podcast. It's amazing, and I have a bit of a story question. So I sucked my boyfriend's dick recently, and this was the first time I ever gave a blowjob. And it didn't go so great. I ended up gagging and throwing up. And he was super nice about it, saying it was okay, but I feel really bad. Do you have any advice on how to get through it?
I mean, it sounds like you got through it.
Yeah.
Like, you're
Still alive.
You're alive. And it also, like, can't get worse, I guess.
Oh, that's a good point.
Is to try and be optimistic that that's as bad, hopefully, as it gets.
Yeah, there was
You'll
no
go up
blood
for-
involved.
Yeah, you didn't bite it.
Yeah. It could be worse.
And if he seemed okay with it, then, and it was, I mean, sure, it's probably PTSD a little bit from it, but I mean, you did the best you could. It's all about intention, right?
Yeah.
And I think, like, when you're getting into sex, I'm more worried about her. I don't want this to scar her. Like, she's now never able to do it again.
Right, and then you associate, like, puking with that, so your body's, like, conditioned to, like,
Anytime you
want
get a
to
hot
vomit.
dog.
Yeah.
And to, like, man, with sex, there's going to be fluids.
Yeah.
There's going to be fluids of all types. We never know what's going to cut. Like,
Usually not puke, but yeah, there will be.
Yeah, hopefully not puke. But it's also like, hey, it happened. It's hilarious in hindsight. The further you get away from the story, the more hilarious.
Very funny.
And
Yeah.
as an adult, that's kind of like a party pocket story to be able to pull out
that's
and be
good.
like, yeah, the
That-
first time I gave a blowjob, I puked on my boyfriend. Like, that's really funny as an adult female.
and like it could, like you said, it could be worse. You could have had a guy that fucking shamed you. Ew, this is so gross. And like, if you ever encounter someone like that, leave them immediately. And they deserve to have their dick thrown up on.
Yeah.
But I think you should just know that everyone has a story like this to some
It is
capacity.
okay. And feel bad. You're allowed to feel bad about it. It's happened just now. You're allowed to be like, ah, nuts. But it doesn't mean that you'll
Now you'll never suck a dick again. I know that's what
Here's
you
the
like
thing.
to say.
It is. When I sucked my first dick,
These are just,
because no one tells you. No one tells you what to expect. All I knew from Cosmo was that they just like for you to swallow.
Okay.
So I remember, long story short, I was just like, I can handle it. I've taken medicine. I can do this. I can deal with this.
You made someone come your first time giving a blowjob?
I have so much more to this story.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I'm jumping the gun.
I didn't. I accidentally put Gold Bond on his dick.
Oh, this story.
And then it really hurt him.
Oh my God.
Because I thought he said lotion, because I thought it was time to go to bed now. Because I tried and I couldn't do it anymore.
Oh my God.
But he said lube, and I gave him lotion. It was in the dark because I was embarrassed about my body. So I was like, no lights. Just
And
feel your way around.
Yeah.
And so he put that on, and he's just like, ah! What happened to me? And I was like, oh, where'd you put it, you old silly goose? And we cleaned them all up good, and then I was like, well, now I have to finish.
You did?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So then,
A true testament to Kate's character.
so then I felt so
kind human.
I know.
Thank you. And then, so we go, and I just was like, okay, Cosmo says swallow. Cosmo says swallow. Cosmo says
It's
swallow.
because you don't have the internet at this time.
No.
Right?
We had the internet, but not like
Not
that.
that
I was
fast.
just on Facebook.
Oh, this was 2 years ago. Did you not?
This was college. It was college. Everyone blooms at their own time.
You're lucky. You're fucking lucky.
Okay, but then he goes. He's like, "Oh, I'm gonna come."
Was he crying?
No, I'm crying. I go. He's like, "Where should I?" was like, "I'm gonna get him with this one in my mouth."
Hey!
You know what they don't tell you? It's like, I
What?
did this as a story before, but what they do not tell you in Cosmo is how much they produce.
Especially if it's a young man that's like,
I mean, because at first I got one little shot. I got one shot, and I was like, oh, that's not good. And
They call that a roper.
and then it kind of started coming out like a,
I gotta go.
and I just immediately I spit it all back on his dick. I went, oh! And then I didn't just end there. Puking would have been a compliment. It would have been a step up. What I did was spit it all back on his dick and go, oh, grossest thing I've ever tasted in my life. Why did you let me do that?
No. Oh, see, there you go. It could be way worse, honey.
yeah, and everyone's got horror stories. Like, that's the
everyone.
thing. It's not a singular issue. You're not
Yeah.
alone. I think the more you talk to your girlfriends about it, too, like, the more people will be like, right, I have a story that I also have to tell.
Yeah.
Talk to a friend. This is for real. Talk to a friend who thinks they're really good at blowjobs.
I think I'm really good at blowjobs.
Because I was drunk and I was like, I'm not good at them. I don't like doing it.
See, that's what I
need
don't want
someone
to happen to
help me.
her.
So, but here's the thing. It's just very easy. There are tricks.
Why
there
are you
tactics.
whispering?
Because I'm trying to be
Oh, okay.
quieter.
Sorry, I
They
forgot that
have-
just happened. Sorry, we had someone come in and yell at us to be quiet.
And I remember my friend showed me fully how to do. They just used a brush and they were like, in here, here's what you do with the balls.
And this is, I mean, also the internet is your resource now. I feel like there's so
Oh
much
my
more
God.
information available that if I was in college now, like 10 years ago, it would have been so much more helpful.
Dick for a living. That's prostitution.
We wouldn't be here right now.
No, I would never have applied to BuzzFeed. I'd just be sucking dick all the time. No, but seriously, Tumblr.
Dick parade.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever watched porn on Tumblr?
I saw I looked up some tag and I forget what tag I wish I remembered what it was now, but literally it was just all gay porn came up and I was like, I didn't even know that this was a thing on Tumblr. I didn't know if they had like terms and conditions that like forbid any of that or flag any of
That's
that.
what I'm saying. I hope to God, I don't know how Tumblr works. I literally just use it to watch porn. But I hope to God no one can see my search history on that shit. Like it's not
everyone
public.
can.
Really?
I mean, the government can see everything.
Oh, fair. Yeah, that guy knows what's up with me. He knows all my issues.
That's so
He knows the
scary.
deepest parts of me.
Not that the government can see what you're doing, but the fact that they
can-
don't care because there's so much worse happening. What else is happening?
Have you guys had anything happen where you've just like looked up something randomly online and then you go check your Instagram and then all of a sudden that's just embedded in your feed from a different device?
Yeah.
It's like that's
we all
the,
probably
the
have
most
microchips in
minimal-
our brains.
Yeah,
I feel
we're
like
just
I've
being
talked
tracked.
about something and then it's been on there and it's terrible. I went on a date with a guy who came up with
Congrats.
Thank you.
Humble brag.
Finally. you two have regular sex.
Sorry. Sorry, tell us your date story.
One, he wore a scarf, and two...
Yeah, that's a big, that's a
And
choice.
you know what I did? I looked past it.
Give him the benefit of the doubt.
Person. When someone shows you who they are, you fucking believe
I
them.
ran for the hills. It wasn't even cold.
It's in Los Angeles. I'm
what a
assuming.
choice.
It's in Los Angeles?
Yeah.
Okay.
One of the one dates I went on last year. Just kidding.
That's okay. Wait,
But he came up with some of that software that could detect like how long you were on what site.
I feel like you're a bad person if you do that. Like, but you're like a parking attendant. Like, you don't mean to, but you're just you're a dick now.
You're like, yeah, I could like sell people's thought processes to advertising companies.
We're all in Black Mirror. This is all a simulation.
Yep.
We're all gonna die one day.
AI is gonna kill us all.
Do you watch Black Mirror?
I do.
Does it give you anxiety?
It does. I can only watch like max 2 episodes, like in a
one sitting, yeah.
and then it's like 2. I just watched the San Junipero episode,
Oh.
which is really great. But my boyfriend talked it up that it was like this, award-winning over and over and over and over again. So I was like, my expectations were so high, and it was really great.
But
then,
it's a little overhyped.
Yeah, and then we watched the space.
The first episode of the
Season
new
4,
season?
yeah, and that one was so good that I was like,
Yeah.
this one I like more than the other one.
I liked the Hang the DJ, the love story.
I haven't
fits
seen
this.
that yet.
Okay, see, I'm the same with you with San Junipero. I think being a little overhyped. Where
It was great acting,
Yeah.
all really fun, shot really cool.
Yeah.
But that's every Black Mirror, I felt
Yeah,
like.
fair. Yeah. So I saw a funny tweet once that was like, Black Mirror is just a British guy sitting alone in a room writing, saying, "What if your mom was computer?" I don't know why that got me. Wait,
really good.
so your boyfriend, Grace, you have a boyfriend? What's that like?
It's fun. I get drunk with a person now.
Oh, what's that like? That's a great quote.
It's really fun. It makes you feel better about your choices, even though they're probably bad choices. Yeah, it's great. Super
How
fun.
long? Because I feel like you're pretty I respect you
Yeah.
as a YouTuber because you're able to get along with everyone. And like you're still able to do comedy, which I feel like is hard to navigate with like how much shit there is to make fun of.
Yeah.
And
it's
that
harder.
you're very private with your life, but you're still very vulnerable and open in public. So
Thanks.
how did you navigate having a relationship being a famous person?
Well, no, it's still like a constant like, how much do I talk about? And I'm more open in this relationship, I think, because I'm more comfortable in this relationship. Also, he's like a performer too,
Yeah.
and he's a stand-up comic, so like it's not a weird like I'm exploiting him in any way, which is something I'm really protective of.
Right.
And you just also watching the culture of things. You guys have seen like the YouTubers that break up and then have to explain to an audience, like
yeah.
that to me is like a nightmare.
It's like stress on you.
Is that you owe this.
Yeah.
And my friends and I have always kind of had this silent sort of like code that our channels are comedy first and then whatever in our personal lives second that we want to reveal. And so that's kind of just how I've navigated.
Yeah.
I'm just naturally private. So I feel like I will, if I'm like actually fully exploiting like a reality show, the Grace Helbig reality show, then I will admit that I've run out of comedy ideas, and that is kind of sad. But I think there's like a healthy balance.
Totally.
I mean, you guys do it too here at BuzzFeed. Like, you guys reveal so much of your personal life.
Yeah, I like hit a relationship from BuzzFeeders for like a year dating someone, and then just now with this relationship I'm in now, or relationship, oh God, I don't want to call it that. Whatever I'm in now is the first time that I'm kind of bringing people along the journey with, just because, I mean, this podcast is all about revealing our fuck ups and honesty, and so I feel like I'd be lying if I didn't share some of it.
Yeah, that's the thing too. Once you feel good about the situation that you're in, or like have a healthy like relationship with your relationship, then it feels almost like you're lying to your friends by not telling them about what's going on.
And you should be able to share with, and
I think certain things I really
filtered.
like talking about sensitive things, because those are things that I was like craving so much when I was younger. Like I remember, oh man, just so much of like what's happening now with like body positivity and like the slut walk and all of this sort of stuff. I would have loved to have heard that sort of stuff when I was younger, so I would have been like, I'm a fucking freak. I would have been like, oh, we're all fucking freaks.
Right.
Sometimes we'll listen to our own podcast back and be like, God damn it, we're fucking smart as shit. I wish we had me as a kid.
We're just some great older sisters.
Yeah. Like, okay, so what did your boyfriend, if he has a name, think of your job, like, when you guys met?
Oh, it was great because we had known of each other for years and years, but had never met each other. Like, our Venn diagram of friends basically is just like a circle.
Overlap.
Yeah, and so when we met, it was really nice because I started doing like improv comedy in that world, and he's a stand-up, so he knew nothing about YouTube, and it was so refreshing to be like, you don't know what a meme is? You don't know what scumbag?
God.
Yeah, like I literally on a plane explained to him who Scumbag Steve was. It was like a beautiful moment of being able to relive all of this stuff. So
what
it's
a good gift you gave him.
I know, exactly. And also, like, just watching him do stand-up, he's really great at something I've never done stand-up. I'm terrified of it. So it's a really nice balance, I think. And just having someone that doesn't understand the space, but doesn't disrespect it.
And is still, like, understands what you have to
it's
do.
Like slowly getting a hang on it, but also comes from that traditional world that doesn't, like, shit on YouTube, you know?
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people shit on YouTube. I think mainly because of not people like sitting at this table, but people like, I don't know, we could cut this.
Logan Paul?
Cut this. I fucking hate
Well,
Paul.
we definitely wanted to talk about that because you're the first like big YouTuber we've had on.
I'm looking at your notes.
YouTube politics, Logan Paul. Just like what, like I watched that video you and Mamrie did. That was so funny where you guys reacted to that, and then also where you talked about like different YouTubers, like the ants. You guys are the ants.
Which is a fun filter. Like, that's why Colleen is so smart as Miranda, because she basically gets to say everything she wants to say, but filtered through a character. And it's like, you can't be offended by it. Because this character is so unlikable. And so the ants have become kind of that for me, Miranda. Which is really nice, because right now, no one knows what the fuck is going on. And it's hard to comment on it.
Yeah, you were part of the original, like, OG YouTubers come up, and to watch how it's changed, like, does it make you sad, happy, proud?
It does.
Disgusted?
A little bit of everything, right? Because it's one of those things where there was this weird like magic, I think, era where everyone just sort of like happened to find themselves making content as a job, and it was like pure, and everyone's intentions were such from a place of gratitude of being able to do this thing. And then, like, you know, traditional media, when people realize that acting is a job, and then they realize, I'm gonna do that because I want money, fame, etc., there became like a playbook for becoming a YouTuber. And so all that like genuine pure joy kind of dissolved into now a business model. And so it gets a little yucky, but it also, you know, you have to be pragmatic about it, that's just what's going to happen in an industry, especially one that became so influential like overnight seemingly. And so I'm just thankful that, like, I went to college, I have skill sets that exist outside of YouTube, and I think a lot of young people that want to be YouTubers think, I'll just do that and then I'm set. But that's not the reality of it at all. That you have to be able to, like, function in a world that's the creative world, not just as a YouTuber.
Yeah, and what YouTube has become to young people is so much bigger than it was to us. Like, it's their news. You know, Twitter is their Fox, CNN, YouTube
like, we had Thursday nights on NBC. We watch Friends. And
and
now we don't have that. So people watch YouTube.
We had Nick at Night. Y'all really fucked up. Y'all really missed out. We had Nick at Night. We had all that.
But then we have, like, there are these beautiful moments on YouTube. I remember, like, when I was in college and I saw, like, Bo Burnham's videos. Like, you've got to be kidding me.
But he did it right. He left YouTube before it got gross and went to the traditional path, and like is making really profound stuff happen.
But like, how do you feel about that, right? Because I think a reason why people stay and believe in BuzzFeed is because we know that you could certainly go do the traditional. I mean, like, you had a TV show, like, you've done that kind of vertical, but there is we're also trying to figure out how to make traditional more digital. Right. So because the advertising dollars are still in traditional media, how do we find that balance? You know, how do we make it the next Netflix or Hulu or whatever, where people are gonna flock?
It does come down to, like, YouTube is a brand. There are people that work in an office for YouTube and that are handling things in ways that people don't necessarily agree with right now. And so it does come down to, like, the company itself taking ownership and consideration of, like, the environment that they're cultivating. And we're essentially all employees to YouTube. Like, YouTube is my, company that I work for. And so as my boss, they have to, like, work in a way with my coworkers and such
Yeah.
that makes the whole environment thrive. And so when there is like an issue like a Logan Paul issue, it's like any office space where someone fucks up in your office and your boss, you have to go, boss, that's, you have to handle that.
There's no like HR.
Right, exactly. And so that's the weird thing, is that people think YouTube is this like amorphous like cloud that we all exist in, when it's a real company that has to like handle their employees the way that every other corporation should. It's really bizarre. I think the cool thing is, and this is my hope, because I think 2017 was like a year that, in talking to a lot of my friends that are content creators, we all were just like, what the fuck are we doing? And there was a lot of like burnout happening.
Yeah, for
and
sure.
We do a couple like retreats with YouTube throughout the year, and there was a lot of focus on like mental health and like taking time off of the internet, which I think speaks to like the larger issue of like, we've all been doing this for a decade, and there is going to be a burnout, and that's emotionally and physically what's happening to a lot of people, and it's important to step away and think, where am I in the world right now? But with that, I think people are starting to step away to get clarity and come up with ideas like the beginning stages of YouTube that are new and like nuanced, that
What
also like
got you excited?
Yeah, that's I think what we're all chasing now, is like, remember that like foreign feeling of being excited about uploading a video rather than feeling like you have to upload something.
It's a job.
Yeah, so now we're all, I think, kind of dialing back and figuring out, at least for myself, I know I'm trying to like figure out what is the new, cool, exciting thing that still exists in a world that kind of crosses traditional and new media at the same time, and what does that look like? And it's all question marks, but it could be cool.
It's the Wild West, people will call it. Like,
what does make you excited? Like, what are you watching? What do you think what are you listening to? Are you reading anything neat? What tickles your fans?
Cold Case True Crime Podcast.
Ooh, yeah.
Dirty John.
Literally.
Yeah, I just listened to Dirty John a couple months ago. It's great. I also just started listening to Someone Knows Something.
Ooh, I heard about this one.
It's good. There's not closure. I'll put that. That's the only thing, because Dirty John is such a full story.
Yeah.
That you get, it's insane. Highly recommend.
I guess that's why Unsolved does so well on BuzzFeed, because, I mean, at the end of the day, everyone knows it's going to be unsolved, but there is something you get where you get to make your own opinions.
Everyone thinks that they're a genius, and so you play along that you're like, I'm going to figure out this murder mystery.
Yeah.
To the point that I heard a podcast recently that had ads for, you know how they have subscription boxes, like Nature Box?
The serial killer?
Yeah, serial killer one. I kind of want to do that.
I did too, and I'm like,
how you guys haven't got this box and opened it?
You already got it.
No, I haven't, but I'm saying how you guys haven't seems like a real easy thing.
We're just now getting into the ad space. Like, we just started recording our first ads in like
Squarespace?
We
not Squarespace.
We've got like Third
Blue
Love,
Apron.
Blue Apron.
Oh, that Blue Apron. I use it all the time.
Do you? We get our first box next week. This is not an ad.
Not fun, but they sponsor my podcast, and I genuinely love them. They're really great.
Shit, I'm excited to be in the kitchen.
Yeah, they make you feel like you're really good at cooking.
Said no woman ever. It's 2018. What I meant was, I can't wait to eat and fuck.
Yeah.
What? Sorry.
Oh my God.
Okay.
But how do you guys, my question to you guys, because you're in the digital space, but you're under the umbrella of BuzzFeed.
Yeah.
So how do you guys see something like Logan Paul happen in the space, and how does it affect like you guys on a personal level and as a company, like broad?
Yeah.
Did you guys like have any like meetings about that?
We had sort of internal, like no one called a meeting, but it was something so naturally that we all just kind of talked over our company chat or like in person about it, because I think people do look at us to have some sort of response, especially because Kate and I have talked so much about like mental health and that being a big vertical that BuzzFeed does try and cover a lot. I don't think we gave any like official company statement, and that's always weird when you do work for a corporation where you have to
monitor how you speak about it personally.
To a degree, because like also what's made us successful is being unapologetically our own brand. So I would never want to get the company in trouble, but I also don't think it's ever come to that where people so strongly think I rep BuzzFeed so hard that I can't separate myself, versus where like our news vertical, they have to be really careful about like what they tweet.
Personal opinions,
Yeah, I think that I don't know how you do videos every week, like multiple videos. Like I'm very much away from YouTube, like of understanding all of that stuff. I don't really know like the politics. I don't understand a lot of it. This, like even working here at BuzzFeed, I was really excited because I got healthcare and I got a paycheck. So like great, because stand-up is really, really hard.
Yeah.
And it's like, I'm dying. And so I've tried really hard to not censor myself when I do think things about people, but it's hard to be like, oh, I do work for a company, you know what I mean? Like, I tweeted at Logan Paul because I think he's a piece of shit, and I think that he exploited within 3 weeks. Like, and this is just my opinion, just Kate's opinion. I'm not speaking for anyone else.
Yeah.
I think he exploited a very sensitive topic for more money.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I literally I shot a video of myself saying everything I honestly felt about Logan Paul, and then I put that footage in the garbage because I just needed to get it out.
You need to,
But it's true, and my biggest like concern about his like comeback to YouTube is that it's not just him, right? There's did the editor go through the training? Because he shot this video 22 days after shooting his first video, and that shoot that he did with, you know, the head of the suicide prevention hotline and the guy that wanted to kill himself on the Golden Gate Bridge, like, that's a multiple day shoot. Yeah. So the 22 days weren't spent in solace thinking through what he did.
Oh, that was a
spent
PR fucking just packaged.
And it's like,
planned.
Did your editor that originally said it was okay to upload that video go through this whole conversation with all these people with you? Did your assistant that was in the woods with you? Did your other friends that were in the woods with you? Did your producer? Did your agent? Did your manager? Did all of these other people
team.
See, that's
said
what
yes?
breaks my heart about this whole thing, is that I've watched people like you and Hannah and Bo and stuff go through YouTube and use it in such a positive way to like channel their creativity and be like, this is what I want to make, and this is how, and people feel connected and like helped and like a little bit more loved. And then I feel like you guys were in that moment where you did it because you loved this thing.
Right.
And now there's this whole culture of people doing it just to be famous, and they're putting all of their morals aside just to get a certain amount of views. And I understand that makes money, but I just feel like that's the evil.
Yeah, it's disingenuous, it's inauthentic, and it's affecting people that are actually influenced by this, thinking that this is real.
Man, it's crazy how fucking crazy their fans are.
Yeah, that's the saddest part that gets me like actually sad. Is like thinking about how these people. I watch Phil DeFranco a lot on YouTube because I think he does a really great job of presenting news as unbiased as he can, while still kind of, you know, flirting with his opinion here and there. And his major point about the Logan Paul situation was it's not about him, it's about like the ecosystem, and how before the video even got taken down, 500,000 kids liked it.
No. It was still monetized too, and his apology was monetized.
It was so mishandled by so many things, but the bigger issue is that he has an audience of just rabid, young,
impressionable as shit.
Right, that think that he's their savior, he's this god, he's this like deity that does everything well, and when he fucks up, he apologizes, and look how better he is than everyone else. And it's like, there's a core issue that's wrong with what's happening.
Yeah, it feels so weird to me. It feels like the same thing. He feels like a cigarette, and you're just handing him out to kids.
Yeah, that's really
you're like,
true.
They'll be hooked, they'll buy the merch, they'll do all this stuff, and then they'll be... Because when you're a kid, you are desensitized to stuff. You say shitty things, you do shitty things, but you're also 11.
Right, and he represents this like cool older guy that's everything as a child you want to be, or you think you want to be. And Casey Neistat tweeted about his video that I thought was great, that he's like, I understand why people would have reservations. It's going to be like a journey, and watching what he does from here, the intentions behind everything are going to be a more important thing to watch than just, now he apologized and he's right back to fucking with Japan as a whole country.
Yeah, because that was another thing he did. I don't want this whole episode to be about him because I hate him, so we could like move on to anything
But it's
else.
good because people have been asking us to talk about it.
I do think it's like, this is how I don't believe, this is why I don't believe his actual, like, the video about being like, oh, I wasn't aware about, like, aware of suicide. It's like, that was the main thing wrong with your video.
The rest of you going around Japan,
everything else was problematic, and it seems as though you were able to just gloss over it.
Yeah, that I saw the video because I stopped watching his videos a while ago, and I saw that came out. That was like, yeah, he showed a dead body, but also this is what he had been doing leading up to that in Japan the whole time. That he
smashed that Game Boy and then went back to the store, and the guy's like,
it's just total disrespect of a country that is not where you live.
And when you're there, when you're going to other countries, you represent
people
the country.
People already fucking hate Americans. Like, what? That's going to be our representation for like young people to look at and to think that that's okay and learn from.
It's also a little sad, right? That someone that is likely so uninteresting that they have to do things like that to think people think that they're interesting. Like that you can't just actually go enjoy a country and people find it interesting because you're a whole formed human, that you have to smash Game Boys and like fuck with like people that don't speak your language because everything else you do is not entertaining enough.
I don't know why I keep thinking about like the Kardashians when we talk about this, because it's not the same, but I keep thinking about like when that first came out and how people were like, oh, what is this trash reality TV?
Yeah.
And now I've been watching for whatever, 15, 14 seasons.
I got obsessed like a couple weeks ago.
Really?
Yeah. I knew everything about it, but I was like on a plane and had nothing else to watch and was just like, I'm fascinated by it.
And like they're problematic as fuck, like just besides all the cultural appropriation and shit like that's happened, but they also have done a lot of good. And I feel like it feels very manicured and catered when we do see them doing, you know, stuff for charity or whatever.
Right.
Who they are as actually people, you know, cameras off, we don't know, but I feel like that was our version sort of a Logan Paul, where it's like we're giving these people this platform and we're still giving them our money. And I feel like they have changed a little bit. Like they do now include in their episodes stuff like where they go and they talk to like Planned Parenthood, or they go and talk to like homeless youth or blah blah blah.
I do feel the difference is they're really self-aware about the fact that they're manufactured.
Yeah.
And I think Logan thinks he's just a normal dude that started from the bottom and now he's here. And it's like, but everything you've done is completely manufactured. My big issue with the internet, and a lot of people will probably think differently, is I'd never say I love you to fans or to an audience. And a lot of people would be like, there's a very disingenuous, I think, level of like, I just tell my audience I love them and then they'll keep watching rather than like an actual, I have such appreciation and gratitude for anyone that spends a second watching anything I put online asking them to watch.
Yeah.
But there's a weird like culture of having to tell an audience you love them.
That's a good point.
And it's so bizarre to me. And maybe I'm just like a repressed English girl.
No.
But it's like, I've always thought that that's so disingenuous. And I have a lot of content creator friends that really love what they do. They really respect their audience base and like have genuine like love for like Hannah is a great representation of that. And but I watch so many young YouTubers, it's literally like they're checking off boxes like say goodbye, have an outro, say I love you to the audience. And it's like such a real emotion that people like throw around so flippantly.
I think the motive is what it comes down
like
to.
what do you love? They love what they give you.
I genuinely love saying I love you to the people who listen to this.
Yeah.
Because I like get the messages, I read the messages on Instagram, and I'm like, first of all, I just freaking love women for being so open and like all sharing and whatnot. And it's like a very vulnerable thing to do. And I think it's really cool that people have like that platform or whatever. But I guess you could just, I mean, maybe you can't always see it. It just depends on where it's coming from. Be like, I love you guys, now tell your friends about it.
Right, exactly.
Keep buying my merch because I love you.
Yeah, I guess there's a weird sense of intention behind it. That's like, I believe that you truly read all of your messages and like get a sense of inspiration and like empowerment from having a dialogue with an audience. But I think there's a lot of young YouTubers and people that want to be content creators that just see it as like a way the same way you say goodbye to someone is you have to tell them that you love them. And I'm like, there's a difference. I
think you can be a bad person and still like podcasts. Someone I got a lot of asshole messages too on top of the good ones.
Someone asked me the other day, how, like not someone I don't know, like someone I know from back home, how to become an influencer.
How do you feel about that word?
I don't know how I feel about any words describing. I've never known I've done a ton of interviews where they're like, what do you call yourself? And
Grace.
Yeah, exactly.
Guys, I'm here all
and I don't know. I never know what like the right, and I'm sure you guys get this too because you guys are one people production teams and you guys do everything. But it's like, what is your title?
What, like
digital creator?
Like editor, fucking which hat? What day is it? What project? It changes so fast.
I think influencer, I mean, there's such a cringe to the idea of like YouTuber and that, but I'm trying as an adult to take that away and let myself realize that that's just what it is. Like you do have influence over an audience in some respect. So that is what it is. It just hasn't been, I guess, like a cooler title.
And like it insinuates that you do things for money. And I think there's a big difference between what we do and what someone who you know, like a Logan Paul or whatever does
Right.
for money.
Yeah, I think that there's like a shallowness implied with it, or just like a very like Hollywood-esque sort of like, I don't know, there's something.
We got loyalty, bitch. We got loyalties. That matters. That matters to me. That matters in my heart.
Yeah, I think, and I do think that like eventually, like going back to, I think this is a moment where hopefully like the disingenuous sort of side of YouTube starts to get, who knows, but my hope is that it starts to get filtered out a little bit, and then audiences start to become more like cognizant of the people that they're watching, and like,
I hate myself though because, well, I just hate myself. I hate myself because like I know that if he puts out another video, I'm gonna watch because I want to see how he's handling it.
Right, but it's bad publicity.
Right, and it's also, but I have to, because I'm with you, I watched half of the one that he most recently put out, and then I just couldn't.
Yeah.
My heart hurt, but it's also part of your job to be aware of what's happening in pop culture and digital culture. So I try to tell myself that's why I'm watching it.
Yes.
But it's also like you're watching a train wreck happen too.
You can't look away.
And
you can't look away.
But the thing is, to me, like Logan, to me, I've always said, even when like his younger brother Jake was getting in all this like hot water about things, that Logan to me is the smarter brother. Like he's way like he actually just it knows. Like I've met him before and been around him before, and he's very business minded. He's really savvy that way, and so it is fascinating to me to watch someone that is. I don't think he's like dumb. I think he makes dumb mistakes, but I think he's smart, and so I'm watching someone that's, I forget he's only 22. Yeah, I kept thinking he was like 27 or something.
Yeah, same.
No,
he's 20 fucking 2.
Yeah, and like
Holy
watching
shit.
this kid, you hope, like Casey had tweeted, like, we'll see what happens. You know? I don't want to write him off completely because I do think he's smart, and we'll see what happens.
God,
but
it's so much time still
I know.
to make a difference.
It makes me anxious because I can't imagine being 22 with that sense of like control and power and influence.
Responsibility.
And like, I wonder how many people are telling him no.
Right, that he surrounded himself by a bunch of yes men.
Yeah.
And it's like, at some point, who's your voice of reason? Like, his dad was posting videos after that, being like, you're never gonna get the low gang down, and all this, like, it's a lot of layers.
Is there like ever a point where it's like we've kind of lost him? He's too far gone.
I think that happens with a lot of celebrities. Like, there's too many yeses around you that
like
that you don't know.
Britney Spears shaved her head because of that. Lindsay Lohan lost her mind. It's like, if people are kept in these weird bubbles of their own like self-righteousness, then they're gonna react eventually.
And then the not being able to trust anybody.
Yeah.
Oof.
That's got to be.
So in a way, I feel kind of bad for him.
Yeah,
that
absolutely.
It's like, at least I know I have good relationships in my life, and at this point, he's got to be questioning every relationship he has.
Everyone. Yeah. I mean, I think keeping friends, like a good support group and like grounded and
hold you
humble
accountable.
people. Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, we talk about this all the time. Like, we have no problem telling each other when we like fuck up or say something like a dick move,
and
or
you
like
respect each other's point of view about it. Yeah,
absolutely. If you ever get too big to like disregard people's beliefs,
that's
or
when it's like, cut me down, just put me in my house and lock the door.
Someone take me away, throw me into Mormonism, and maybe I will have a baby. Like, that's what keeps me humble.
Turn my Wi-Fi off.
You're very insightful. I mean, I know your podcast is called Not Too Deep, but like, you got some deep ass shit to say, girl.
Hey, it stews in my brain.
What are, I think that's what this whole conversation started as, but like, what are some things that you would recommend to people to watch that maybe, I don't know, doesn't get a lot of attention that should get more, or that makes you happy that is a weird thing no one knows?
To watch, I mean, one, like I told you guys, I've been watching BuzzFeed videos and getting just like really inspired by just like, it's just, I don't know, these people that are listening already know all of this, but I just started watching Ladylike too.
Yes.
I got really big on a Try Guys kick, and then I started watching Ladylike, and it's been really great. And I just had this kid named Steven Septic on my podcast who does Sugar Pine 7, which is...
The fuck is that?
It's awesome. It's so good. It makes me, I have to watch it on a treadmill because I get so angry because I wish that I had thought of it.
Oh, I love those.
He's doing basically with a group of his friends this like daily vlogging, but it's like scripted. It's very like Wonder Years where he voices over things as they happen, and you can't, it blurs the line between like what's real and what's scripted, not in a David Dobrik way, but like in an actual like narrative of friends, and it's so fucking funny.
Yeah.
And they're all like 20, 22 that I'm like, or 24 maybe.
That you're like, fuck.
he came from SourceFed. He was like a SourceFed host for a second before that kind of closed, and then started this group, and now he's under the Rooster Teeth umbrella.
Oh, okay.
And they're just really fucking funny. They just seem like good kids too. That you're like, I hope you get popular because I think you'll do okay with it.
Yeah.
You won't Logan Paul yourself.
Yeah.
Like, you guys are grounded and smart and like kind of nerds, but they're really, really funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
so
forget that like we work in entertainment at the end of the day. It's always hard to like blur the line between.
But he's doing a really great job. It's like this new form of vlogging that I'm like, God, this is so smart. And I hope is like what is the new kind of revelation on YouTube is that it's just a really great way to combine scripted and like daily vlogging.
So what's next for you? What are you excited about?
Yeah, what do you like want to do? I feel like you have accomplished
You've
so much
done so
already.
much fucking shit, man. Holy fuck. Books, TV shows, fucking merch. You like fallen in love. What the fuck else? We're done. You've done everything.
I guess
Sorry, I didn't mean to say you're done. I meant like you're so accomplished. Wow.
Open
Jealous.
an Etsy shop. I want to get back to doing scripted stuff. I think I'm trying to take time now to like write more and to like collaborate more with people, and sort of like YouTube is a fun thing to do, but I want to now figure out like what's a scripted series that I can incorporate into my YouTube. And like Mamrie and I are working on a show together, which should be really fun.
We love that. We love
Yeah,
that.
which is really exciting, and I don't know why we haven't done it sooner, but it's in the works, so that'll come out soon.
That's exciting.
Yeah, I want to do more scripted stuff. It's been a second since I've done any of that, and I've been like playing myself on my YouTube channel for a while.
Well,
so
I just saw your Bachelor thing.
Oh my God, I'm obsessed with The Bachelor. Do you guys watch this?
I just got into it like two or three seasons ago.
It's so fat. I mean, Doc, I watch Unreal.
I love Unreal.
It's so good. It almost ruins watching The Bachelor
It
because you're
does.
like, this is not. There's a producer
This is
off
so
camera that's
fucked up.
feeding them this line.
Yeah.
But it's fascinating to watch in that regard too, because you're still like, how do these girls still do this and go through this?
Wait, I wanted to ask you what the weird obsession, well, not weird, what the obsession with wrestling is with you guys.
Oh, yeah.
I always see you watching it or doing something
I
at
watched
it.
Royal Rumble last night. It was great.
When did that start? How is that such a big part of your life?
So when I was younger, my older brother and I used to watch wrestling. But then randomly, like a year ago, WWE reached out to my manager and was like, would Grace want tickets to WrestleMania or to Monday Night Raw at the Staples Center? And I asked Mamrie, she's like, of course we're going.
Oh my God.
And so we went with our friend Jarrett, and then literally it was like, it's the best theater I've ever been to. It's so fun. And it's also so wonderful because there's like this whole culture around it that's sweet. Even when people are booing and saying you suck and like throwing middle fingers up to all the wrestlers, there's this weird like
Community.
acceptance of like, this is where they get to do this.
Yeah.
And this is like this really sweet supportive system. It's really cool. So we've just gone down the rabbit hole and gotten obsessed with it.
I love when people love it so much.
It's like when you go to Renaissance Fair, right?
Yeah.
And you're
Oh wait, not Renaissance. We went to medieval times.
yeah, but
Yeah.
that's same.
Yeah,
I also
same.
am a big advocate of medieval times.
Oh, dude, girl, I threw my birthday there this year.
It's the best.
Woo! Like 30 drunk 30-year-olds.
I went for
It was awesome.
Best night.
Yeah, in New York, we took a friend that turned 30 and a bunch of our friends, and like at the end, we were like, "Yeah, let's get tequila shots," and then we realized that like Patron shots are like $30 or like $15 each, and we're like, "No, no, 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 no!" But it's so much fun.
It's so fun.
They put the chicken down and go, "This is dragon."
You guys like keeping your hands and shit.
And then everyone's drunk, and I kept trying to ask the waitress. I was just like, I was asking her, I was like, are the horses okay?
I
You
felt
check
so
on the
bad.
Falcon. Because the Falcon, the day we were there, he hit the wall.
We saw a falcon die.
The one day that we were there, the Falcon wouldn't come out of the rafters. It just opened to the rafters that sat there, and the guy was just like holding his hand out.
Well, they had him on a string. They had him on a string this
Oh,
time, so
they
they
got
probably
smart.
changed it.
They got smart, yeah.
So they were
it was
like whipping him around, and then they just...
It's so much fun. I was going to ask you guys, are you reality TV fans?
Yes.
If you had to be on a reality TV show, which
Oh,
one would you
what a
go
great
on?
question.
I think about this all the time. I don't know.
I think I would do some sort of like MasterChef Junior. I just love those
Junior?
kids. Are you kidding me? Well, I don't have any skills in the kitchen.
Oh.
Remember we talked about this. Blue Apron's going to be my first time
There you
selling a kitchen, but
I would want to be a guest on Travel Man.
What?
What's that?
Oh my god!
I don't know
okay.
what it is.
Okay. Have you guys seen the IT Crowd?
no.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, that show from England?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Richard Ayoade, who is he's the one who's like, on your wife, Roy, on
yeah.
your wife. Him, and he's also, did you see Paddington?
No.
Okay.
What a spread we've got going.
He's also he's in a ton of things. He's so freaking funny. And he has a show on YouTube called Travel Man where he goes and explores different cities for like 2 days. And he has like different celebrities come with him.
Oh, fun.
And it's so funny. And he has like the one I'm in the middle of is the one with John Hamm, and like he had yes, dude.
Cool.
Also to watch. Listen, I don't want to objectify anybody. I really don't. But I just have to say, watching the way John Hamm walks, I was like, I know that there's a
Guys,
better
tweet at Travel Man and tag Kate Poterman.
I love him so much. He's so funny and he's so smart and he's just. Oh,
It's on YouTube? Mm-hmm. Okay, I have to watch it.
What's yours?
Yeah.
I don't know. Real Housewives. I love Real Housewives.
Which city?
Probably Jersey. I just want to be like a friend of like the daughter that's just like in the house when they're fighting. That's just like cut back to the party that I'm just like watching.
You could just be a GIF, a constant GIF. You're just the one in the background.
Yeah, so it's just like was there the whole time. Yeah, that'd be great.
I feel like we can make this happen if we just get our viewers to tweet it at them enough. That's what I've been asking them to do is do all the work for me. Okay, we've been recording for fucking ever. Let's give our shout outs.
Wait, this was so fun though.
This was so fun. And you guys are coming on Not Too Deep eventually.
Hell yeah, we'd love to, bitch.
Truly let
That
us know
shit's
when.
funny. I've learned so much about YouTubes and YouTubers from listening to Not Too Deep.
I can't
we can't wait. Let's blow up Israel. Okay, my shout outs for the week is, I want to shout out Brooke for just running our Twitter account. This sweet, sweet girl, Brooke. Oh wait, she always tags you in things. She's a huge fan, Brooke. She was one of the ones who like suggested you come on the podcast. Anyways, when we started Adult Shit, we didn't grab the Twitter handle. She grabbed it for us and has been fully running our Twitter.
East Coast?
I think so.
Yeah. I think her name's like Brooke Shauna or something.
Yeah.
I know that girl.
She's literally been running our Twitter account with over 1,000 followers for free out of the kindness of her heart.
Yeah, she's great.
Also at Claire Elaine, at M Hygren, at Kayla.
This is always hard. This is
great.
always hard for us.
My handwriting is like a young child. At OM111.
You did it.
Thanks for sticking with me, guys.
My shadows are at Wonder Woman is Key, at Christina_Muller with a 3, and at Dancing Laner.
Guys, make sure you go and listen to Grace's podcast. It's so funny.
Yeah.
What else can you plug?
My YouTube channel is just Grace Helbig, and it's just Grace Helbig across all social media platforms and all that fun stuff.
Smart girl.
Yeah.
Smart girl.
And check out Not Too Deep because you guys will be on in the near to distant future.
Yes,
Can't
near
wait.
to distant future.
Don't forget to go subscribe on iTunes and rate us. That helps with the ratings. What's the other thing we say? Oh, follow me at Kelsey Dare on all the things.
Me, Kate Peterman on Instagram, and at KYGEPEA on Twitter because I don't think you could change your Twitter
You can.
handle.
There's some way you can do it. I don't know how, but there is some way.
If anyone
Tweet
out
at Twitter,
there
guys.
Yeah.
could help me change my fucking Twitter handle,
There has to be a way.
We're gonna do it.
and
And then
spell it every week.
when we yell fucking bye at our listeners. So
wanna
can you
yell
at
it?
us?
Yeah, fucking bye.
1,
Yeah.
2, 3.
Fucking bye!